Welcome, everybody. Can everybody hear me? If you can, please type it in the chat room below. I am so happy to see you all here. My name is Natasha. I'm going to introduce myself very quickly. And I'm so happy to see you all here. My name is Natasha. I'm actually a social media consultant. I breathe, eat social media, and I love to work with realtors. I do have tons of people that I work with, and I'm happy to teach you all in regards to Facebook and Instagram. So welcome and happy to see you all. Some of the people are still joining in. I'm going to dive right into it. We have a jam-packed session on Facebook and Instagram here. So let's dive right into it. So let's start with a little quote. We don't have a choice whether we do social media or not. It's the way how well we do it. Social media is here to stay, and regardless what anybody tells me, social media is here to stay. People spend tons of time on social media. Right here, a little fact for you. As of June 2018, and a lot of people spend their time on their mobile devices, they spend on Instagram about 53 minutes per day on Instagram. And it's a little less than that on Facebook, which is about 48 minutes. But can you imagine how much time people spend on social media to, sorry, everybody here? Hello? Can everybody hear me? Good. Sorry, I just had a little freeze and I was like, oh my God, I'm so scared. They spend tons of time on social media. This is where people spend their time, and your clients are there. So you should really focus, and your strategy should be social media. And this is where I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. And I'm going to give you 5 quick ways on how to do it. So why realtors need social media? And as Facebook for the Instagram for that matter, because they're the largest social media channels out there. You can reach your customers there very easily. You can share your expertise. You're an expert in what you do. You help people buy and sell homes, investment properties, commercial properties, whatever it is. You are an expert in what you do. So you should be sharing that with that expertise on social media. And obviously, the main point of social media is to generate leads. How do you generate leads? I'm going to tell you exactly very shortly, so stay tuned. So let's dive right into it. 5 easy ways on how to use Facebook and Instagram. Can you guys give me 1 quick second? Just give me 1 minute. I'm gonna, there's too many people here, and I wanna let more people into the event. So if you can just give me 1 quick second, I want to make sure that all the people get in the room. Okay. I am so sorry, but okay. I am, again, my apologies in regards to that, but let's dive right into it. So how do you start with social media? Obviously, the first thing, how you start it is you create a personal or business page. On Instagram, it really doesn't matter what page you create. It can be personal or business. The only difference on Instagram is with a business account, you can have better analytics. You can put your personal or your business contact information there so people can contact you right away very easily, not just through direct messages. However, on Facebook, it's a little bit of a different situation. Facebook really doesn't allow you to have to do any business dealings on your personal page. On personal page, you can have a limited amount of friends, I would call it, whereas on the business page, you can have an unlimited amount of likes and unlimited amount of people that like your page and interact with you and engage with you on a regular basis. So for that matter, oh, and another thing on Facebook, you can't really advertise on personal pages. And really, personal is personal. So let's keep personal on the personal page and business on the business page. Within Instagram, you can switch back and forth. Obviously, you have to create a winning bio. Bio is everything. Make sure that your photo is also not pixelated, not stretched out, and I'm going to give you later on in the presentation exactly the program to use for that in order to create the perfect posts. Also on the professional profile photo, I actually found, I've met a photographer the other day, and he said that one of his services that he offers is a profile photo for social media. And I was like, oh my goodness, this is absolutely insane. This is absolutely interesting that there's actually service to create professional profile photos. And obviously, in order, if you're just starting out and you really want to get into it, you really want to invite your clients to follow you. How do you do that? Obviously, you spend time, you have a database of clients. Ask them to be a part of your social media pages. Tell them that you're sharing some expertise, some inside information, and they will be more than likely to follow you because they already interact with you on a regular basis. Just give me a second. I had a question on how to increase the pictures, so let me do that right away. Just give me. I'm just going to give the. Okay. I'm going to try and. Hello, can everybody hear me? Are we all good here? Hello, can everybody hear me? Can everybody hear me? Did we freeze here? Do we have a little something going on? I'm back. Is everybody back? I'm so sorry. I had a little disappearance there for a second. Yes, I'm back. Okay. I am so sorry. I'm having a little issue with my internet. But anyways, I think I'm back. I connected it back in. So let's get back to it. My apologies. But stay tuned because I have tons and tons of extra things for you. Now, what is it? So we created our bios, we created our pages. Now, what we have to do is post engaging content. Before you do that, let's go back into do's and don'ts of postings. Social media is social media. It means socializing. So people are not there to do business at the end of the day. People are there to get new contacts, to create new contact, to socialize with people. So you have to create a persona of likability. People have to connect with you on a different level. So, and also it has to be a combination of product and persona. Again, I'm going to reiterate myself all the time. People are there to socialize, so you have to engage with them in order to get business from them. Obviously, let's leave politics and religious posts out of it. If you really want to discuss politics, create a personal account or do something like this on a personal account. And obviously, things that you post about, and that is actually number one question that I'm being asked is post homes for sales, homes sold, open houses, events in the town, new restaurants, or charity events. Because at the end of the day, you work in a certain neighborhood or a certain town. And people, when people are moving or changing houses or even moving into a different neighborhood, they're moving into a neighborhood. So you, as an expert in this area, should let them know exactly the events that are happening in that particular town that you work in. Maybe there's something, maybe great schools in the area, great restaurants in the areas, events that are happening in that particular town. So these are the things that you should be posting about. Now, I really want you to listen to this presentation. If you are taking notes, if you want to drop your email address in the chat room, I will email you this notes because there's a really step-by-step instructions on how to do winning ads. So if you want to do that, you're more than welcome to do that because I really want you to listen to it and sort of get the ideas. Now, if you are experienced social media guru, I would say, and you are getting things out of this, what I really want you to do is, and I do it all the time, I listen to a lot of the podcasts and a lot of webinars, and a lot of the things are repeat, but at the end of the day, I always find one or two ideas that I am interested about that I didn't even think about before. So let's start with, what are the things that you should be posting on Facebook and Instagram? Post photos. Photos are great. Now, hallelujah that Facebook and Instagram introduced carousel posts. Now you as a realtor are able to showcase that house in more than one image. And people can scroll and find it. Now, if one of the images works amazing, it will pop up on that image. So if someone hasn't seen your post, but it's performing very well, and algorithm is moving it to the top, maybe there's another picture. People are going to start scrolling, tagging their friends, engaging with you. Obviously, use the engaging caption. What I've noticed actually in the past year, before the captions were about 250 to 300 characters. Now people are using this platform as a storytelling platform. So always think about a little story that you really want to talk, that you want to convey to your audience. Maybe a little history about the house, maybe a little something, you know, what kind of client would be interested in this home, and tell a little story about this home. Obviously, videos. Videos are #1 in 2018. And obviously, this is a great potential for you to showcase your properties, neighborhoods, events, restaurants, some decor stores. Obviously, it's up to 60 seconds on Instagram, but videos can be a lot longer on Facebook. And because Instagram introduced IGTV, you can upload your entire tour onto IGTV and into your Facebook, link it back to your website or where people can contact you, where they can fill it out so you can capture that lead as well. Stories. Finally, Facebook introduced stories on their business pages. Stories allows you to showcase not just your business, but showcase you as a realtor, something where people can connect with you, because at the end of the day, there's so many realtors and so many people buying homes, but you know, some click with one realtor, not the other, and you want to showcase that you're not just about business, you're all about family, and you know what you're doing because this is who you are, and just a little soft side about you, not just the business side. A question, IGTV. IGTV is Instagram TV, and they introduced it very recently. I think it's about a month. So everybody's still testing it out. But as soon as you upload video to Instagram TV, it will showcase that it's all there. Live videos. Actually, I've been working with quite a few realtors in Toronto and surrounding areas, and we've introduced this live sessions. Now, again, as I've mentioned in the beginning of the presentation, you're an expert in what you do. You know exactly what sells the home. You know exactly what to look for when you're buying a home, what not to do, what to do, all those things. So I would advise you to really go on live, maybe once a week or once every other week. Answer frequently asked questions that you get from your clients. Talk about a certain trend in the market. Talk about what could be potentially, talk about basement apartments or things like that. But again, a lot of people might think that, oh, I hate my voice on video. I don't like how I look. I make a lot of mistakes. Well, you know what? I'm here in front of you live. I'm probably stuttering. My facial expressions are, sometimes I'm forgetting my words, but this is what live is all about. Again, I'm who I am, and again, trust me, I hate my own voice on camera, but don't be afraid. It has to be, live TV is all about being unscripted, but being real. You're there not just to look pretty. You're there to tell them exactly what you're looking for. And I really, really strongly advise you to go live on Facebook and go live on Instagram. It doesn't have to be long. It only can be about 5-10 minutes, but it will make you who you are. Okay. Now, this is a little bit on Instagram side, but Facebook does allow hashtags in your post on Facebook. So what you should be hashtagging, and again, everybody's different. You all work in different areas, so your hashtags will be different, and you won't be the same. But these are the things that people are looking for. Now, you should be hashtagging location. You should be hashtagging or newly sold or listed home, your brokerage where you work, but some people are looking for things like that. Hashtag for active buyers. So it's, and I'm going to talk later on a little bit about some interest and hashtags. So active buyers would be first-time home buyers, relocating, looking for a house, looking for a townhouse, things like that. So those are the hashtags that you should be using at the end of the day. And obviously great local amenities and amenities in this town, and tag the town, tag things like that. So for example, for Facebook, you should not be using more than 5 hashtags. For Instagram, go big or go home. I know that some people are saying that on Instagram don't go up to 30 because 30 is a maximum, but I say go to 30, especially if you are if you're new to Instagram and if you're just starting to build your audience, use 30 hashtags. But another thing is, when you are using hashtags in Instagram, it usually gives you how many people are usually searching for it, or how many that hashtag number of hashtags that hashtag has been used. Try not to go overboard and use the millions and millions and millions hashtags. Keep it under 300. And why I say this, there are a lot of accounts through North America or the entire world who have thousands and thousands of followers. That could be brokerages, that could be accounts that are very, very active on Instagram. And how algorithm reads it, and algorithm is a very tricky thing that you got to play. How it reads it, it usually picks up the accounts who have more followers. So if you don't, but you still want to be visible, try not to use hashtags that are used by everybody else. Try to be very creative with your hashtags when you are using it on Instagram. Does anybody have any questions so far? Are we good on this? Okay. Now, so we went through what to post, and you are posting. So you created your account, you are posting. Now, you're sitting there thinking, why isn't anybody finding me? Well, they're not finding you because you're not engaging with them. And I know that you might think, oh my goodness, this is going to take me so much time that I don't have. Now, first of all, you can schedule pretty much all of your posts on Facebook and Instagram. Now on Facebook, it's right within the program that you can schedule posts. If you write your post, before you click post it now or publish it, there's a little drop down, there's a little arrow pointing downwards. You can click on that, and it will ask you to whether you want to schedule, and you can schedule 6 months in advance. Now, before we get into the engaging, when you think about what am I going to post, do I have to sit there every day and post? Well, no. You can create your calendar of posts, and what I mean about that, and how I still do it, and I guess I'm really old school in this, I take out a piece of paper, I draw grids, and then I sort of put dates on it, and I usually do it 2 weeks or a month in advance usually. I start outlining if there's any listings that or for the realtors that we do, any listings that might be happening soon, any holidays that are happening, any past clients, happy clients, testimonials that I might have, and then we start plugging it into the calendar. Once we have that outline, we can create the creative, the images and the videos and everything like this, and work with it. So we can schedule pretty much all the posts for the next 2 weeks to a month and see how they perform. That way you're not sitting there in front of the computer thinking, oh, what am I going to post today? And usually we break down the day. So for example, Tuesday is an info day, Wednesday is a video day or a live day, or answering frequently asked questions day. Thursday is a throwback, and you as a realtor have tons of things that you've sold before that you can sort of talk about it on Thursday. And Friday you can have something, you can do something funny. On Saturday, if you are having an open house and you are at the open house, what I would actually advise you to do is take out your phone, go live on Facebook and Instagram, and just walk around the house talking about attributes of the house, something or something that would sell this house, or something that what people might be interested in when they're searching for the house. And that way you have content, and videos would be bumped up and viewed more. So we've got the scheduling out of the way, and I really don't want you to panic that, ooh, I have to do this every day. No, you can really schedule things. Be social and engaging. Think about social media is all about like marketing. You really have to think who your client is. Where do they socialize? Where do they sort of breed, and where are they? And engage with them. On Instagram, it's a little easier because you can really find them by just searching hashtag that your potential client might use and connect with them on that level and start talking to them about it. On Facebook, it's a little different. You have to find accounts, you have to sort of be friends with them, but there's tons and tons of groups where where your potential clients interact, and really think outside of the box. Think about mommy's groups. Mommy's groups, they have tons of women there. A lot of them are on mat leave, so they have sometimes when their kids are sleeping, they are in social media interacting. Now, a lot of these groups, mommy's groups, buy and sell groups, whatever it is groups, they have advertising days. And a lot of the times you can advertise for absolutely free. You can advertise your services. And there's a lot of questions on this women's group that are being asked and actually I belong to some groups, and I constantly get, see people asking, does anybody know a realtor that is in this area? Can someone help me to rent a house? Can someone find me an apartment? I'm desperate and I can't find anything. So start engaging. The more people see you, the more people will recognize you and do business with you and come onto your pages. There's also, you can sponsor a little events on Facebook. There's a little challenges that are being played out, and if at the end of the day, some people can't log in. Well, I am recording this session. As I've mentioned, I'm having a little difficulties from the beginning. I am recording this session, so this recording will be available to pretty much everybody who registered for the session. My apologies that you can't log in. I really don't want to play around with it and then disappear from you guys again. But this session is being recorded and it will be distributed to everybody who registered and couldn't log into this seminar. So again, my apologies, but it will be available. So again, comment and target group posts, just like I mentioned before. Growing your accounts organically can take a long time because it's strategic. You have to be present with it on a regular basis. So if you, and again, nobody has that much time to do this because you are doing business on a regular, on your everyday life. So in order to increase it and sort of get the leads and what you're looking for in social media, you have to go with paid ads. Now, I really don't want you to think that you have to spend tons and tons and tons of money, just like paid advertising, paid advertising, newspaper advertising, where one ad can run you thousands of dollars. This is, if you do it right, and if you do it, if you get your audience right, you can we spend about $200 to $300 a month on some accounts, covering a good area and getting leads on a regular basis. So how is that done? It's all done through Facebook, and it's done through Facebook Ads Manager. How do you get to the Facebook Ad Manager? When you're on your page, just in the feed, on the top right corner, there is a drop-down menu, a little arrow pointing downwards. You scroll down to create ads. Now you have to obviously put your credit card in because this is how Facebook charges you. But Facebook will never charge you more than what you set out to spend. So, and with a minimal amount of time, you can get, with a minimal amount of money, you can get really good results. So, for the sake of today's presentation, and I think this is the most important, what you really want to learn, is how to generate leads on social media, on Facebook and Instagram. So, obviously, first of all, you have to choose the objective. The objective is lead generation. These are the objectives on the screen, as you can see, that are giving you as an option. You have to choose the lead generation objective. This is exactly, and we'll go through the steps on how to do it. Once you chose the objective, we have to choose not just the target audience, but the area. Now, I want obviously when you're doing your target audience, when you're choosing your when you're doing your advertising, you're obviously there to sort of sell something or find buyers. Now, you're not looking for buyers in the entire Canada or entire GTA. You're looking for buyers in a certain area. Now, when I won't advise you to go big because big means big budget, and obviously not everybody has it. So try to, for example, let's take hypothetical Brampton. Nothing to do with anybody, but it just the first town that popped into my head. Brampton. Brampton and surrounding areas, and I won't advise you to go more than, I would say, 5 to 7 kilometer radius. Now, once that you chose that radius, you have to choose the age group. Again, really think deep of who your client is. Obviously, everybody would assume my client are 18 to 65. No, 18 to 65 is a big age gap, which means that they perceive ads absolutely different. 18 to, let's just say, probably 35 are first-time home buyers, so they're looking for something different. 35 to 50 are sort of upgrading, and later on they're downsizing. So there's completely different ads that you should run. So really think of maybe like a 20-25 age gap. So let's just say 20 to 45 is a good area to sort of do advertising in. And obviously you want to choose gender, men and women, all of them, and language. Actually, interesting thing about language. Obviously, English is universal language in Facebook and Instagram advertising, but if you have a little advantage of knowing a different language, and a lot of your clients are speaking that language, and a lot of your clients, let's just say, just new to Canada, and they don't really speak English, you have a choice to actually run ads in your native language and target that audience that mostly interacts on their account in that language. So they will see it, and they might connect with you on a different level, or they will be more interested to sort of know more about you because you speak their language. So this is a little tip. We've done it before and it worked well, but there wasn't a huge difference between running it in a native language of that particular. Someone said the content translated automatically. Yes, and actually we've ran ads and I've seen my ad in a different language, so not everything is translated, but you can have a choice of sort of going back and forth in languages. Yes, you do have to set. Yes, you do have to set two separate ads, one in your native language and one in English. But the one in the native language will run in that language. And I've run it, and I actually seen that ad pop up in my newsfeed. Maybe I was in the target group because we were targeting the area where actually I live, so I happened to see that ad. So you chose the gender, you chose the language. Now, we're going to get into detailed targeting. This is very, very, very important, because once we chose the area and we chose the age group, you probably would see the potential reach of, let's just say, 200,000 people. Now, a lot of people might think that bigger, the better. No. It doesn't mean that all those 200,000 people are looking for a home. So what you have to do is really, really segment your audience by demographic, interests, behaviors, their buying power, whatever it is. You really have to think of, for example, if you are looking for leads to sell a particular property, who would be the perfect person for that property? Let's just say, for example, it's a condo. For condo, it's usually a young couple, or maybe engaged, maybe newly married, or maybe relocating. Their first-time home buyers usually. If it's a house, it's a family looking for a house. So really, really think deep about how you would segment that audience. And some of this segmenting, demographic detailing that you can use, and everybody, if you haven't given me your email, you can jot that down, because these are the things that sort of segment your audience. And if you did give me your email address, I would email you this presentation, and you can actually use this once you're running your lead generating ads. So some of the life events, Facebook introduced this newly engaged, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, same thing for newly married, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year. They're relocating, so they're relocating from one area to another, or they're relocating from one province to another. It really doesn't matter, but you really want to get them because they're exactly who you're looking for. The relationship statuses, they're engaged, married. These are a little bit different than newly engaged and newly married. And domestic partnership. Domestic partnership is actually a very big segment. Domestic partnership is what they refer to common law, people just living together without ever getting married. But they are a very big market group, so they don't fall into under newly married or married or engaged. But they are, if you look at it, they're a massive group. So they are still living together. They might be buying houses together, or they're ready to move in and buy a house together. These are the people that you really want to target. Some of the other interests and behaviors, their interest, and the reason why they sort of sound funny, this is exactly how they look in Facebook when you're setting up your ad. So I just really took them down just so it's easier for you when you're setting up your ads. So it's home, buying a house, moving, first time buyer, my first home, relocation. There's also condominium, townhouses, single house, detached, things like that. That you can use to segment your audience. And obviously, you might want to use it. This is just an option for you. Some of the engaged shoppers, someone who clicked on call to action button. And the reason why I put this there, it doesn't have to be shop now, but something like this. And all of this interest is sort of last 180 days. And the reason why I put it there is because if these people are interacting with ads, they're more likely to see your ad and interact with it. I didn't put here, as you noticed, real estate as an interest. And the reason why I didn't put it there is real estate, it entails many, many things under it. So it could be a real estate agent, it could be people that are just interested in real estate and they're just looking at things about real estate. Maybe they're interested in becoming a real estate agent. So there's a lot of vague things in that category, and that category makes it so it's very big. It's like over 200 million people that are sort of in that category. So once you click on that interest, your potential reach goes whoop up high. But it doesn't mean that these are the people that you're looking for. If you are a real estate agent and you really want to promote maybe a seminar that you're doing, and we've done it for a couple of real estate agents, they were holding an investment seminar, then we did include that interest in the ad. But if you're just looking for leads, I would pretty much leave it out of it. Okay, so we segmented our audience. So a question, so if you're promoting a family home, how would you target families looking for a house for sale? A family home, again, buying, you would include these interests, as I've mentioned here, home, buying a house. You would include a detached, you would actually include a townhouse, because family house, it doesn't mean it's a detached house, single family home, townhouse, condo townhouse. So these are the things that you would include in your interest group and segment your audience that way. And obviously, if it's a family home, it's a family that's moving into it, so you pick your right age group for that home. So you won't go 18 to 25. You would probably go a little higher than that. If it's a family, then that means they might have kids already, which means that they're in a little bit different age category. Okay, so we've done that. Now, for luxury condo, there's actually, yeah, the market is very, very specific. You would use luxury goods, luxury properties. So you would look for things that describe you would look for keywords, I would say, that describe your property and describe sort of an audience that is looking for that property. And yes, you can use retargeting. Obviously, you want to run some ads before you do use retargeting, because you really want to get that database going. And yes, you can do that. So choose the retargeting of 180 days. But again, you have to wait and see until you get that audience, which is good for retargeting. Budget and scheduling. Now, if you're just starting with Facebook and Instagram advertising, and you haven't segmented your audience, or you're not sure if you got the right audience, I would really advise you to test it out, daily budget for $5. Now, you will get, I guarantee you, you will get results even with $5, and I've seen that happen. You won't get massive results because it's a small budget, but at least it gives you enough enough data to see whether the audience that you picked for this house or for this ad works for this ad, and you are getting results. Even if you get 1 or 2 leads from even $5, running it for $5 a day, that means you are on the right track. Now, there's a little thing where I remember when I said in the beginning, you won't be, Facebook won't charge you more than what you want to spend. Now, here's a little tricky part. Right underneath the budget here, it says schedule. Now, if you don't click on start and end date, your ad will run indefinitely. I'm sorry, can I just have a sip of water? Sorry, I've been talking for a long time. So obviously, you want to set a start and end date. So if you don't, your ad will run indefinitely, and Facebook will charge you for that ad indefinitely. Now, when you are running a lead generating ad, what I've seen work well is you run this ad no more than 5 days. And I really advise you to run it over the weekend, because usually people activate their house search, what I've noticed from the ads that we've been running. Again, I'm not a realtor, so I'm just looking at the data that I gathered from working with realtors, is that the best time when we got the most results when we started running on Wednesday and we finished on Monday or Tuesday. Those are the best days to run your ad, and you will get pretty much the most results during that time. Monday and Tuesday is very iffy. You can end your ad then, but I would advise you to start your ad then. So run it for 5 days. You see the results even with $5. If you're not getting anything, or your cost per lead is very high, now if you are then turn off your ad, change your audience a little bit, and start it again. Maybe change picture images of the house. Maybe they're not interested to your potential clients, and start your ad again. Now, if you got the audience right, increase it to about $10 to $15 a day. Now, we've been running ads for in the amount of about $15 a day, and we've had quite a few. We had good success. Just a little example. For one of the realtors, she was selling a luxury home. I think I don't remember exactly the price of the house, because that's not really what I'm looking for, but we were able to get her within the first 2 days 15 leads. And what I mean by 15 leads, we had their names, first name, last name, phone number, and email address. So right away, she was able to contact them and invite them to an open house or schedule a viewing. So small budget works if you get your audience right. Now, I always advise you to analyze your ads on a daily basis. Look at them. First of all, you might have some potential leads coming in, and you don't want to leave them up until 5 days later and start calling the leads that came in the first day. They're cold. People probably forgot that they even clicked on your ad. So the beauty of the mobile is you can download the ads manager on your phone and check your ads on a daily basis. If you see there's a lead coming, get on it right away, email them, call them, whatever it is. The difference between $5 and $15. Obviously, the amount of lead, obviously the amount of times your ad will be seen by your potential client, obviously the amount of people that you will actually reach. So for $5, okay, so we narrowed our audience from 200,000 to, let's just say, a little bit over 40,000, the people who are in your target audience. Now, obviously with $5, you won't be able to get all those people. Even with $15, you won't be able to get all those people. But the more money you spend, the more people you reach, and with the less money you spend, the less people you reach. But you're still able to see the results, which is the amount of the results that you will see. No, with the phone you're not able to download your tips. You would have to go on desktop and download them. But the phone allows you to see whether you did get a lead or not. So then you're able to go on your ads manager and download the leads. Again, scheduling, make sure you set a start and end date, because if you don't, again, your ads will run indefinitely. Okay, so let's continue, and then I will go through all your questions. Now, the creative for the ad. I've seen carousel ads work very well. Now, because you're able to put so many, you're able to display so many images on the ad, and at the same time, people can scroll and click on each and every single image, and it will take them where you want them to go. Obviously, single image works well as well. If you are running an ad, if you're looking for buyers, let's just say, for example, we ran an ad for a realtor who was looking for buyers, and we ran an ad saying that he has a list of houses with basement apartments. So we were targeting a different group of people, and we did it with a single image. Worked well. Ads are great. Again, they have to be very short and sweet, and I can't all the ads, all the videos that I've seen there, they're quite long, and people, the attention span of a person is 7 seconds. Goldfish is 8 seconds. People, humans are 7 seconds. So you have very little time to grab them, which means that I would actually advise you to use carousel ads or single image ads when you're doing your lead generating ads. Now, this is a program that you really want to register with. It's absolutely free. Now, carousel images are 1080 by 1080. Now, not every image that you have is 1080 by 1080. When you register with Canva, it's absolutely free. There's really nothing that you have to pay for it. You're able to create those images exactly the size that you want, whether that's Facebook post, Instagram post, ads. It gives you dimensions of whatever you're looking for, which works absolutely wonderful, because sometimes your images are big, sometimes your images are small, and you're going to have so much problems if you don't use this program. Your ads might be pixelated, it might be cropped. So I would really advise you can upload your own images there, download them, and upload them into your Facebook manager, and you're going to have exactly the right size for your ads. Well, it has to be at least 5 seconds. But I would so between 5 and 15 seconds is the best. 2 seconds, it has to be a minimum of 5. So 2 and 10 seconds, there's only 2 options. I've never seen that before, but I was able to upload the videos up to 6 seconds, and they ran, and there was absolutely no problem with that. I would say 2 is too short, 10 would be better. So again, getting back to Canva, really advise you to register. Again, free. I've used it. I use it on a daily basis. Never have I ever paid for anything on this program, because I upload my own images. Okay, so if you want to take anything away from this presentation today, Canva is something that you should take it. Now, call to action button. Obviously, you have to have a call to action button, which is sign up. You want to sign them up for leads. You want those leads. Okay, so then it leads you to the lead generation form. You have 2 options: more volume or higher intent. I would, if you more volume is the best. Because this is, you're looking for volume, you're looking for leads. You want to write a little intro about yourself, about your house, upload an image, a question. What is a question? This is what you want to sort of ask your audience to input. And the beauty of lead generation and social media, usually remembers your information that you registered with, and it's able to sort of automatically input. People, and you want their first name, last name, their phone number, and their email address, because Sometimes the email that people register with on their social media accounts, maybe they registered like 10 years ago. It doesn't really work and they haven't checked it in a while. Hence comes the phone number. You're able to get them through the phone number. And privacy policy is your brokerage privacy policy. Facebook needs it for obviously privacy reasons, and obviously a thank you screen that and thank you screen allows you to send them to your website to maybe view more properties, or able to sort of get, you can able to do a phone, to put in phone number and they can call you right away, whether that's FaceTime or it transfers you to the phone number, sorry, to your phone. Now, great question. Canva, actually they did create Canva as an app. It's a desktop program, but you are able to use it as an app. Doesn't have as many options as the desktop program. So have I used it as an app? Not really, but I've used it as a program on a desktop. Now, here you go. Lead generation form is ready. You're ready to set your ad. Now, and another little tip with images, and I see that problem all the time. And I get calls about it all the time. I get a call saying my ad is Facebook is not saying that it won't run my ad, or my ad will not reach as many people as I should. What does it mean? That means there's a lot of text on your images. For example, you did an image and you put your logo. Too much. That's what Facebook is saying. Your text should be no more than 10% of your image. All the information you put in your content. Okay, so make sure clear image. You have links that you can link to. You have content that you have a paragraph that you can write, and that way, you know, so you just reach the maximum amount of people that you're looking for. Okay, so for the amount of money that you're spending. Again, it's really up to you how much you really want to spend. If you have a massive budget, great. But if you don't, if you're starting out, stay small, and really monitor your ads on a daily basis. I'll give you a little life hacks here, but if you're, for example, if your ad is, if your cost per lead is over $5, actually, I was able to get it under 2, but if it's under 4, it's okay. If it's over 4, it's bad. So boosting posts, I want to don't change your ad. If you started your ad, continue with your ad. No connection. Are you here? Is everybody? Oh, okay. Oh my God, you scared me a little bit. Okay, because I was ready to like reload again, and do I really want to do, because I'm close to the end and I don't want to lose you guys. Okay, so don't change your ad. Make sure that, I'll go very quickly through this. Make sure that your ad is, you're very happy with your ad, because if you let it into the Facebook universe and Instagram universe, the algorithms start working. If it starts working and you turn it off, stops. Then you have to start again. You might be losing that time. And be patient. Don't expect results within 5 minutes that you started your ad. Okay? Little Facebook life hacks, and I'm going to go very quickly about it. Consistency, consistency, consistency. This is exactly, and actually it applies to Instagram. You have to be consistent on Facebook and Instagram. Post 3 to 5 times per week. 3 is good, 5 is even better. In between is good too. They should be video and image format, like I said before. Post at a right time. What is the right time? In the morning, very early. People turn off their alarm clock and they start browsing. So they want to see your post or your ad during that time. A lot of the corporations turned off, are not allowing connection to social media networks on their network because they don't want people to waste time. So when people go online, they browse. You want to get them here. Weekends after 5, a lot of the daytime is family time. The best days to post are Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. Tuesday, Wednesday, this is where your information comes in. Thursday is where you can share your Throwback Thursdays, and Sunday is when people are ready to reactivate for the weekend. And obviously go live, as I mentioned before. Now, I'm ready to answer some questions. Thank you so much for staying with me. I understand we had a little glitches that a lot of people couldn't log in. My apologies. Again, the program that we're using here are new, sorry, they changed their settings, and I think it screwed up some of my settings because I've been using this program for many years now. So my apologies. Now, I'm ready to answer questions. Facebook actually to my website. Sorry. Oh, and before we actually go, I do have an advertising guide for specific for realtors. So if you want to go onto this website, you are able to download it absolutely free, step-by-step instructions on how to generate leads. If you want, follow me on Facebook and Instagram. I do have videos that I share that are specific for real estate market. And if you want to ask me any questions, you can connect with me on website or send me a direct message or a message on Facebook and Instagram. I would be happy to answer and go through your own social media. So if there's some questions that I didn't get to today, feel free to ask me specific to your accounts or your marketing strategy. I enjoyed having all of you today. I'm going to get right to the questions. Okay, so does Facebook lead to my website or signups? Facebook tracks the leads, and the leads will be available on Facebook Ads Manager right underneath your ad. It's a link. It's a link that opens up, and if you're obviously you have to be an admin on your page, and I've seen that some of the real estate representatives are not even admin on their own business pages. So when we started working with them, we couldn't download the leads that were coming in. So make sure that you're an admin on your page or you're the owner of the page. There's going to be a link that the leads are being downloaded as an Excel format or a CVS format. This is the best way to do lead generation. If you do want to send them to your website, I would advise you to use the reach objective or a website click objective or traffic objective. I don't remember exactly how they're called. That way you're able to gather leads on your website. But this was specifically for generating leads through Ads Manager. So either or, just use different objective. List of requirements when posted on Instagram and Facebook. I have never come across that. I really don't have an answer for you. We've been working with quite a few realtors, and we've never came across with any problems, so or any requirements. Obviously, the only drawback that we found with one of the realtors that we worked with, they didn't have a listing at that time, and we asked the brokerage if we can share brokerage listings on their Facebook and Instagram page, and we were given an answer no. So we had to sort of work around that, and sort of in that aspect. But other than that, I mean, why won't brokerage allow you to do that? I have no idea. Anyways, this was the pro. Again, I can't answer that question. But we used listings from other agents, and they were actually happy. We even they were happy because we were promoting their listings as well. But again, we needed the consistency, and we wanted to make sure that the realtor that we were working with looked busy, even when he wasn't, or he was in between listings, and we wanted to sort of showcase that these are the homes that are available in the area. So this is what we used, but only from one brokerage that we heard a no. Everybody else was more than happy and willing to work with us. Do you guys have any more questions for me? Do you want me to sort of go back and talk about something else? I think there might be another question here. So you're more than welcome to connect with me. I'll be more than happy. Can you create your own interest category? Haven't seen that happen? No. Yes, I talked about the luxury market. Yes, it's a very different category. Yes, if you're just starting and you have no listings to promote, where do you get your pictures? Yes, you can get them from other realtors, or all the brokerages, they have the rollover listings that are available either for rent or for sale. You can just really save those images and use those images to promote that listing and get sort of buyers. Or if you want to go about it the different way, you don't have a listing, you're looking for buyers. We've noted what we've done is, for example, one of the realtors that we worked with, we were targeting first-time home buyers. And what we did with that is we took different images of condos in the area, and we said these are the condos under, and we took a very specific category, price category, and we said these are what you can get from this to this, and from the, hypothetically speaking, from 200,000 to 300,000. I understand those prices don't exist, but that's the first thing that popped into my head. And we got tons of results, and he was actually able to find condos for buyers coming from Facebook lead generating campaign. And yes, you can shoot your own videos of neighborhood. Those are more than welcome. Again, it's your persona. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm trying to. In order to download leads, you have to go to the ads manager, click on the ad that you're running, and it will sort of open up just that ad, and then so it will show you, for example, you have 5 leads. You generated 5 leads in the last 3 days, hypothetically speaking. Right underneath that number 5, that lead should be hyperlinked. If it's not, then you should click on your ad again. It will sort of give you more analysis on the ad, and then you will see that link. Click on it. It will open up another window saying download, and then you download. Any more questions that you have? If that's not working for you, then you know what, send me a message, and I will be more than happy to sort of go over this with you and figure out the problem, because we did have a couple of problems like this with a couple of our clients, but we had then we were sort of able to solve it and go ahead with it. So again, download the guide. This is a step-by-step instruction. My apologies that some of the people couldn't log in. Maybe we can repeat it again next month, and I'll make sure that the room is open to a massive amount of people. But again, this is going to be available through video, and it will be sent to everybody who registered, so you can sort of look at it and sort of come back to it if there's any questions. Again, thank you. If there's any more if there's no more questions, I am gonna sort of wrap it here and leave you guys with it. I wish you luck with lead generating. Trust me, it works, and I speak from experience. We worked with many realtors on this, and we were able to generate tons of leads for realtors. And a lot of the times when I say that we were able to generate 15 leads in a matter of 2 to 3 days, people are amazed and they're saying I'm lying to them. I can show the numbers, but if it works, it works. Even with $5, you can generate leads. Just make sure you look at your ads. Thank you very much, and you guys have a wonderful day.